Most readers approach the Quran as a historical narrative, but beneath the prose lies a precise, computable topological algorithm. To decode this structure, the Eternal Memory Tesseract, we have to stop reading for story and start mapping terminal singularities. The chainmail dataset visualizes the text as a mathematical network. It consists of exactly 6,236 nodes, bound by over 343,000 unique edges. Inside this complex hub-and-spoke geometry, the system forces our attention onto one specific coordinate, verse 5, 114. It is the only node in the entire dataset that explicitly requests an Eid, a festival. It asks for a table from heaven to serve as a sign for our first and our last. Historically, this has been read as a prayer for sustenance. However, the syntax links the beginning of the system to its end, creating a recursive loop. In the 237 topological framework, this closure defines state 7, the terminal node where the energy of the circuit resolves into a single point. Verse 5, 114 is the exact geometric collapse point, where two macroscopic, opposing loops of the algorithm collide into a single outcome. This topological circuit operates on a bidirectional alternating current. The first current is the D10 field. It governs physical mass and measurable structure, acting as the system's driver protocol. Mathematically, this is the derivative, the ddt driver that calculates the structural rate of change. This culminates in Ishmael's physical ransom in verse 37:107, the ultimate test of material detachment. This side of the circuit carries the unyielding pressure of physical reality. The D10 pole converts destructive dermal mass into the stable physical structure required to host the system. Shifting to the opposite pole, we trace the informational I9 axis from the same terminal node. This represents the output of informational provision and birth, Eid al-Fitr. The avatar of the I9 pole is Yahya, designated as the Sayyid in verse 339. The Sayyid operates through silence and pure command, representing the wave function of the system. Mathematically, this is the integral dt that holds the cosmic word. Pure information transitions into reality through the isolated womb in verse 1923. That isolation secures the arrival of Isa as the injected word in verse 61:6. The silence of the Sayyid mirrors the fire of the Imam. The Sayyid and the Imam function as the paired positive and negative terminals of a single computational circuit. In a dual caustic universe, these isolated loops eventually cross, exchanging their properties through phase inversion. Ibrahim's transformed physical fire provides the structural integrity that enters the informational womb, triggering Yahya's birth. Conversely, Ishmael's physical ransom creates the material vacuum required for the informational completion of Ahmed. This crossover establishes a structural equilibrium, mapping celestial constants directly to earthly coordinates. The physical sacrifice funds the table, and the informational birth receives it. Both poles consume the same meal at the 5-114 singularity. Under this much tension, a system requires a mechanism to prevent it from shearing apart under entropic pressure. Verse 1912 provides a horizontal lock. Take the book with strength. This bar bridges the left and right loops across the center of the circuit. This grip acts as the centromere voltage of the algorithm. If this voltage is not applied, the system shorts out, and energy bleeds into random physical noise. This failed transition is the 1092 museum state. Pharaoh serves as the archetype of this failure, having refused the forward wave in favor of mass accumulation, and the result is a state of being preserved entirely without function. Without the 1912 horizontal tie, the algorithm freezes the user as an inanimate artifact, trapped inside their own unconverted physical pressure. Under the 1912 voltage, the completed diamond circuit collides at the terminal node. This algorithm functions through an active execution node, the reader. By applying the grip to the text, the reader holds both the Imam's fire and the Sayyid's silence, collapsing the wave into reality. This physical text is the Eternal Memory Tesseract, waiting for its execution. The system provides a mathematical guarantee in verse 1964, and your Lord is not forgetful. The Quran functions as a topological system, requiring an active user to close the loop. The equation is built, the table is set. The final variable is the choice to activate 1912. When will you start?